Hello again. We're back for segment 3. So we were unable to go to the book during lesson C in the previous segment. So now we will come back and continue with lesson C. And I would like to give you a few more examples behind me. And then let's go to the book to do an exercise together. So before the end of segment 2, I was talking about some grammar rules, how to identify separable and inseparable phrasal verbs. And I gave a couple tips or suggestions. And so now I would like for us to look here, and I want to give you some more examples of inseparable phrasal verbs. If they are inseparable, that means that the object must go after the phrasal verb. It cannot go in the middle. So, a few examples here. Let's see if you have heard these before. Run out of, come across, drop in, drop out, put up with, or American pronunciation, put up with, grow up, keep up with, look after and look into, run out of. Now, one thing I can point out to you, if you notice keep up with and run out of, these are actually phrasal verbs with 3 words. And these often do not separate. Well, they cannot separate. A few more. Look out for. Look out for. Okay. I will look out for a good sale online, meaning keep my eyes open. Pass away. Pass away. It's another word for to die. The last one example here is take after. This often means resemble or look like. Take after. So who do you take after? Your mother or your father? Okay, so these examples, all of these are inseparable phrasal verbs. I cannot separate these 2 or 3 words. They must go together, and the object will come after the phrasal verb. So at this point, let's continue and go back to our student textbook, the green book. And let's look at the next page, 100. So we will see now at the top of page 100, there is a short explanation that I have spent over 20 minutes now giving some additional information. So if we want to see another example again to prepare for the exercise, let's look at the top of the page, and especially this part here. Alfred handed out the papers. What's the object? The papers. He handed the papers out. Aha. This is a separable phrasal verb. He handed them out. In this case, we are using the object pronoun instead of the noun. Them. He handed them out. So in this example, we can see that these are separable. Previously, I was giving examples for inseparable. So let's just keep that straight in our minds. Let's go to the exercise 2 below. And we see one example. We have the answer already. And you will notice that in each example here, each question, we have 3 blanks. So we have 3 different answers for each one. And okay, example 1. She's handing out papers. She's handing the papers out. In this case, it is the noun object, the papers, which is separating the phrasal verb. Next example, she's handing them out. Now we have the object pronoun. Okay, so we have 3 answers here. Let's therefore go to number 2. Okay, I'll read the statement, and how about you take a moment to pause, answer to yourself, and then I will give the answer. We will check it. Number 2, he's the cups. Okay, I need present continuous tense. He's throwing away the cups. Okay, or he's throwing the cups away. Here it's separable, isn't it? What about the pronoun form, object pronoun? He's throwing them away. He's throwing them away. Okay, all of these are correct. The 3 different examples here. Let's continue to number 3. He's blank the volume. What do we say for volume? Okay, if I show this action, radio, TV, he's turning up the volume. Okay, and next example, he's blank the volume blank. He's turning the volume up. Now it's separable. So what is the phrasal verb here? Turn up. The opposite expression, turn down. Okay. And we have the example below with the pronoun. He's turning it up. What's it? The volume. Number 4. She's filling out a job application. Looks like she's doing this on her phone, online. Okay, so let's try the answers here. I will read it and you fill in the blank. She's filling the application out. Okay, so in this case, have we separated the phrasal verb? Yes. She's filling it out. Pronoun form. All right, and number 5. She's, okay, we have a light. We talked about lights earlier. Common phrasal verb expression is turn on, turn off. She's turning off the lamp. It's already on, so she's turning off the lamp. Now we are separating it. She's turning the lamp off. Okay? And the last one with the preposition. She's turning it off. Okay, so far so good, I hope. And the last question, number 6. All right, we have the expression put away, or in this case, continuous tense, putting away. He's putting away the clothes. He's putting away the clothes. So let's go to the first blank. He's putting the clothes away. Next, he's putting them away. Okay, I hope that this practice 2 will help you to see there are many ways to use the phrasal verbs that are separable. So we can use the full noun form of the object, or we could use the object pronoun. All right. So far, so good. Do you have any questions? Please send me an email or give me a text message if you have any specific questions about phrasal verbs so far. Okay, let's go to the next page for a moment. We'll go to part B on page 101. Page 101. So we have some pictures again. We have 6 pictures here. Number 1, lights. Number 2, heat. Number 3, lunchroom. Number 4, Mr. Jones with some kind of phone message here. Number 5, trash. And number 6, books. Lots of books. Looks a bit messy. All right, make your observations about these pictures. Now let's look at the box above the pictures, and we have some choices. We have call back, which means return a phone call. We have clean up. I think every mother tells her children, clean up your mess, clean up the room. Okay, put away. Put away. It implies something is very messy and I need to put something away to hide it or clean something. The 4th phrasal verb is throw out. We often say throw out the trash, throw out the garbage. Get rid of it, throw it out. Next one, turn down, we have already mentioned. And finally, turn off. All right, which expression will match which picture? So now, if you have a chance at home, or call a conversation partner again on a video chat or phone call, and you want to make a request. So, how can we be polite? What expression could we say? Could you, and then base verb or phrasal verb. Would you mind? Would you mind? We often need, if you remember, some verbs that go with gerunds, and mind is often connected with a gerund, meaning ing. Okay, just a reminder there. All right, so let's look at the first one, lights. What do you think? Make a request. I'll give an example first. Would you mind, and we might say, turning off the lights, please? Would you mind turning off the lights, please? Could I separate this phrasal verb? Would you mind turning the lights off, please? So I put the object lights in the middle of the phrasal verb. Okay, let's try number 2 together. We have heat. Heat. This morning I turned on the heat in my home. It was a little bit cool this morning. So, heat, talking about temperature and controlling temperature, we might say turn up the heat or turn down the heat, turn on the AC, turn off the AC. Okay? So what about number 2? What request could you make right here? Number 2. Let's do another one together. Could you turn down the heat, please? Could you turn down the heat, please? I didn't say mind, I just used could you. So in that case, I'm using the base verb form, or simply the phrasal verb with no verb change, no tense change. Okay, what about number 3, lunchroom? Looks like a little bit messy, doesn't it? So, what request would you make? Think to yourself for a moment. Okay? How about could? Let's use could. Could you, what would we say? Maybe clean up? Could you clean up the lunchroom, please? Could you please clean up the lunchroom? Both are okay. Please in the beginning or at the end of the sentence. Now, I should point out that many of these pictures could be used with maybe 1 or 2 phrasal verbs, so there could be more than one correct answer. What about at this moment at home as you listen? Can you pause for a moment and answer 4, 5, and 6 to yourself? Make a polite request, choose the correct phrasal verb, and maybe you can change the verb tense if you like. Okay? Let's come together. Maybe we can check. Number 4, we have a telephone message. Mr. Jones. Looks like perhaps a notepad to take a message. Maybe there is a missed phone call. Maybe Mr. Jones is not available. So let's see. Would you mind, I'm using mind again, so I need ing. Would you mind calling back, Mr. Jones? Now, I think it's more correct to say, would you mind calling back, or would you mind calling Mr. Jones back? This one is separable, this phrasal verb. All right, number 5, we have trash. Okay, which phrasal verbs might we use? Maybe put away, maybe throw out, maybe clean up. So we might have 3 possible answers here with trash. Maybe the most correct would be, let's see, throw out. How about throw out? Can you please throw out the trash? Okay. Can this be separated or not? What do you think? Throw out. Okay. Yes, the answer is yes. Can you throw the trash out, please? Can you throw it out, please? Okay, so using those same forms we learned before. And the last one, number 6, books. A lot of books on the table. So which phrasal verbs could we use? Looks like maybe clean up or put away. And I think those are the best ones we could answer. All right, what would you say? What request would you make? Polite request. All right, time flies. Would you mind putting away the books? Would you mind putting the books away? Would you mind putting, and which pronoun do we need? Putting them away? All right. So we have a little bit of practice here with exercise B. Now, below, once again, we have communicate. So I challenge you at home, practice with someone, or call a conversation partner and do a little bit of practice to ask and answer these questions below. Okay, in the next segment for day 2 this week, I will ask you. So, before we finish segment 3, let's do a quick review. What is a phrasal verb? Number 1, think to yourself. Number 2 question, what is a separable phrasal verb? Okay. Number 3, what is an unseparable or inseparable phrasal verb? What does that mean? Below, I have given 3 answers. I don't know if you can see that clearly. Okay, just a moment. So A. Okay, I'm going to read the answers here and you choose. What do you think is most correct? A phrasal verb in which the object, a noun or pronoun, must come after the phrase. And by phrase, I mean phrasal verb. B, a verb plus preposition or adverb that usually go together and have a special meaning. C, a phrasal verb in which the object can separate the phrase or go at the end. All right, so number 1, what is a phrasal verb? What's your answer? Yes, the answer is B, a verb plus preposition that usually go together. Number 2, what is a separable phrasal verb? Okay, the answer is C, a phrasal verb in which the object can separate the phrase or go at the end. And so we only have one answer left. What is an inseparable phrasal verb? And we know that this is a phrasal verb in which the object must come after the phrase. Okay? So a little bit of review from lesson C. So at the beginning of day 2 for segment 1, we will continue to lesson D, which will be some reading practice. So I will see you later. Keep practicing at home. Okay, good luck.